Alright, people. My name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2, and I'm hailing to you out of Charlottesville, Virginia. So, yesterday, there was a big ass debate about the Lee Jackson statue in Lee Park, or the General Lee. What is somebody's damn statue who was a Confederate soldier, veteran, president, alright, during the Civil War era or whatever. So, apparently, some young black lady has a lot of disdain for this general, and she started a petition. Then a bunch of black people decided they want a petition to get this damn statue removed. Then a bunch of white people decided that they didn't like that. And then a bunch of other white people decided that they wanted to side with the black people and get rid of all this racial crap. Alright, there's an old saying about putting too much fuel on a fire. And what this young black lady did, and I'm sorry, girlfriend, you fucked up. Because you just put us back on top of more fucking racial problems. You know, that statue ain't hurting no damn body. The park is named after the general. Y'all can leave the statue. It's not hurting anybody. And I'm going to say the same thing. I don't like the Sacagawea statue. I'm part Native American. I think that they should change it, not remove it, but at least change it to where Sacagawea is not kneeling, and maybe add her husband to the mix of the Fatal Four who went from the East Coast to the West Coast. But I would never ask them to remove the statue. Now, I'm sure you guys, especially all the black people, are like, oh, you're half white, so you're going to appreciate the little white statue of the little white man, etc., etc. You know what? That ain't got a damn thing to do with it. I like peace. Alright? And if the white guy who was a Confederate, yeah, granted, hey man, that shit is in the past. And you tell me where the hell on earth, if that statue is getting off the podium and coming to your house and kicking it down, okay, then the statue needs to be removed because clearly there's something fucking wrong here. Alright, so that you don't think I'm racially biased toward white people or black people in the statue. It's a statue. There are statues across from the Red Roof Inn that depicts Native Americans in a bad light. It has soldiers on this side and Native Americans on this side, and they all look like they're about to go to war, which is a historical fact that all of my people, black, white, and Native American, have gone to war in this great state of Virginia. Alright? I'm part Cherokee. I feel more Cherokee than black because of the fucking events of today. Alright? It's a statue. I know this young black girl is feeling like she's empowering herself and everything, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with female empowerment in any fucking form, except for when it becomes a fucking racial debate. There are people who still want the Confederate flag removed from places. Hey, people, it's a fucking flag. Alright? If I hang my Avengers t-shirt out there, would y'all want that removed? They're imaginary superheroes, but they go out and save everybody. And there are members of every ethnic background, I think, in the Avengers. At least there are some in space, and there's some on Earth. But I know for sure that there are white people and black people in the Avengers. Can't really say much about Asians or Native Americans, but as far as that, there's Asian people in Alpha Flight and X-Men. There are Native Americans in Alpha Flight and X-Men, and Native Americans and Asians are one of the same. So therefore, it's a fucking statue. It is a historical statue right next to the library, right next to the historical museum. And y'all want to make this big goddamn deal of this shit. Come on, people of Charlottesville. Really? All you white people and black people, just go visit the park, enjoy the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees, and leave the goddamn statue the fuck where it's at. Alright? There's a big fucking cannon in front of the courthouse. I feel like it's gonna shoot me every time I go past it. But you don't hear me lobbying to get the goddamn cannon removed because it supports war. Okay? In my defense, I am a veteran. I signed up to serve this country so that you can have the freedom of speech to voice your opinion. But when you're voicing your opinion, and it comes to stuff that's been in this town for years, there's no statues of slaves in chains around here. And if there is, I haven't seen them. Those are the statues that probably need to be removed. There are no statues of Native Americans in chains or white people in chains. And as long as there's no statues depicting graphic violence towards an ethnicity group or another, then the statue's really not hurting anybody. And like I said, if you want me to get involved on any statue being removed or changed, I want a statue changed. I don't want it removed, just changed. Take Sacagawea and make her standing upright instead of kneeling behind the two white men that she led across the culture. They didn't lead her, she led them. So if you want to get depictive about what should be done, you don't have to remove the statues. You could probably change it, maybe not make him so high and mighty on the podium, but you know what? Honestly, it is a ceramic piece of art honoring a war soldier. Right? I'm not going to say he was a hero because I was never ever really side with slavery because slavery is wrong on every fucking level and every ethnicity has had slavery. From China to the Native Americans to white people. Everybody's been a slave in some form or another, whether you want to admit it or not. Indentured servants were slaves, alright? Native Americans had slaves and they traded squaw to other tribes as slaves or as future concubines. And don't try to deny it. We all are guilty of slavery. So you can't get mad at this white fella for past events. This way back in the South, way back in the history. And this, unfortunately, if you haven't done your history, Virginia was a fucking Confederate state. Alright? I'm sorry, but it was a Confederate state. The state capital of Richmond, I believe, Lee versus whoever the hell was, because the other guy was, I think, in D.C. or Philadelphia. I don't really know, and I don't really give a damn because it's over. It's over and done. We got terrorists fucking attacking us. And y'all want to debate about a motherfucking statue? A fucking statue? Inanimated object. They can't do anything to you. Maybe hide a bomb, but it can't do anything to you. Like literally, it can't hurt you. It's not bothering anybody except for this young lady who has to walk past it to go to school every day. Well, goddamn it. I got bullied in school every day, and the teachers at Charlottesville High School did nothing until I brought nunchucks to school and decided that I was going to beat the hell out of the 11 people on the basketball, football, and baseball team. They kept threatening me, and the teachers did nothing. Mind you, I did not hurt them, and I did not use the nunchucks. And they all know who they are, and they all ran for my little ass. A person can only take so much. But let's deal with real issues. Let's deal with people not being able to get jobs because of the color of their skin or because of the lack of education. Let's deal with the people that are blowing our asses to pieces while you guys are arguing, debating over a motherfucking statue because it supported a white man who ruled America during slavery time. Yeah, I ain't got no problem with people being proud of their fucking heritage. Nobody's more proud of their heritage than me. Until today. I'm multicultural, so I don't fit in anywhere. I'm never going to be Native American enough for the Native American people because North is not knocking down my damn door. I'm never going to be black enough for black people. The NAACP aren't knocking down my door to, hey, James, why don't you come and make a commercial for us? And more importantly, I am never, ever, 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 ever going to be white. Skin's too dark. Even with the yellowness up here, I'm never going to be white. We're all human. We all bleed red, and we all have to share this world and get the fuck along. So you don't like the statue. Pick a different route. Alright? I don't like the way the Sacagawea statue has her kneeling. So I try not to go by it. You know why? Because honestly, it's nothing's going to change it. It's been like that since I was 6 years old, and I'm 42 now. If it hasn't changed in 30 some odd damn years, it's probably not going to change. And the fact that, not too long back, about 8 months to a year ago, the Powhatans came up here and did the same thing. But the damn statue has not changed. So what are we arguing about here? We're arguing about a piece of ceramic that's not hurting anybody. Yeah, it's kind of offensive. But there's a lot of Native American statues smack dead in Charlottesville that's kind of fucking offensive. But I'm not going to stand out there and protest them because I'm only half Native American. Not that I'm not disdained by them, but in the end, it's a statue. It's really not hurting anybody. It's a piece of land art. And honestly, I mean, if you're that much disdained of it, just find a different route. Because the more you bitch about it, the only thing you're going to do is get everybody black and white in a motherfucking uproar when we got people of other colors trying to blow our asses to pieces. And y'all want to argue about a statue? Hey, fine. Argue about the fucking statue. But in the end, it's more important that we work on ISIS and that everybody gets to sleep well at night than a fucking statue of Robert E. Lee, or in my case, a statue of Sacagawea. I accept a lot of shit. Alright? I accept a lot of shit. And 9 times out of 10, I have to prove my blackness to people. And right now, I'm ashamed of being black just because of today. And one of my friends that I looked up to, I don't believe that you should tell anybody to shut up. I don't give a damn who they are. I think you should try to tell them to be quiet. And yes, I'll be the first to say I am very much guilty of telling people to shut up. But here's the thing. In a media sentence scenario, you should probably always try to be respectful with people when you're telling them to be quiet. Yeah, anger tends to cloud our judgment, and we say things out of reflex before we think about what we say. But then when we look at ourselves on TV and we'll be like, damn, I probably should have worded that a little bit different. And I love Mr. Turner, but I would have never told that person to shut up. I would have told him to be quiet, respectfully. I was like, yo, you need to be quiet or chill a little bit. Let me get my words out, and then, voice your opinion. As simple as that. The debate probably went a little bit too far today. But right now, nothing is more important than these assholes bombing us and bombing our friends. And we're all here in Virginia worried about a goddamn statue. Like I said, I'm not happy about the Sacagawea statue. I didn't get to go to the rally because, one, I was still doped up from my hip replacement, so I couldn't go. And two, I'm not Powhatan. And neither was Sacagawea, because they're really not sure what tribe she came from, because she was switched through so many tribes according to history books, and history is always shaded in gray. For all we know, Sacagawea could have been a Cherokee. We do know that Pocahontas was Powhatan. I'm still a little bit confused on Hiawatha, but as far as Pocahontas, we know she's Powhatan. Now, freaking Sacagawea could have been Tappahannock. No, but like I said, there's a statue at the end of West Main Street with a soldier on a horse and Native Americans standing their ground. I don't like that. But I'm not going to go to the university grounds or go across from the red roof and the mellow marshmallow and say, hey, I want you guys to change that statue. No, I don't. I walked past it when I could walk. It wasn't bothering me. I'm proud to have some kind of acknowledgement of Native American existence there. So here's the solution. Why don't we put a black statue of Dr. King right next to Robert Lee, and that way it'll solve the problem. Then the black people can have somebody they can admire at the Lee Jackson Park, and the white people can have somebody they admire at the Lee Jackson Park. Hell, let's go on and add Pocahontas there too. That way I can have somebody that I admire at the goddamn park. It is a park. We all share the park. It is next to a funeral home and a historical museum. And you guys got nothing better to debate about. Really? Parks are for everyone. How about we make a park that just has the statues on there? So that way we can put all the statues and all their glory away from everyone else to see them unless they come to this damn park full of statues to piss everyone off. The statues were there. Probably before I was born. Probably before half the people in this goddamn debate was born. And yet, we're fighting over it. I don't have a problem with the young lady that started this stuff. What I have a problem with is the actions of my people over a freaking statue when, you know what, to be honest, it's not hurting anybody. And I'm pretty sure that they probably said the same thing when the Powhatans came to give us flack about the Sacagawea statue. You know what? In all honesty, if they're going to take a vote on it, you might as well get used to seeing a damn statue. It ain't going nowhere. And it's just like, somewhere down in either another part of Virginia or North Carolina or South Carolina where someone has tried to make sure that they can't hang the Confederate flag. Did you guys ever watch the Dukes of Hazzard? Bo and Luke Duke weren't racist. Well, honestly, I don't recall seeing any black people in Hazard County, but, they had the General Lee. They were always nice, and everybody loved the General Lee car. And yet, it had the flag on there, the General Lee, the Confederate flag. Okay? But the Dukes of Hazzard was good fucking TV. So, if you don't support the Confederate flag, hey, it's a flag, man. This shit's not gonna come to life like Spawn's cape and rip your fucking throat out. I'm pretty sure if all the flags could talk, they would probably be glad that they're inanimated objects and looking at the dumb things that we as humans do. How we destroy the planet, how we do incredibly stupid crap to try and make a point, and there is no point. There really is no freaking point to any of it, you know. And I'm not trying to be a dick to the young lady that's like going all out, because she's definitely going all out, and I applaud her for feeling empowerment. I'm pretty sure when she woke up and started this, she wasn't thinking about the big concept of fucking riot that was gonna happen. But it is what it is. But in that same breath, actions have consequences. All of them. This video is probably gonna get like mad consequences from black people. Hey, well, if you get enough consequences to get me famous, bring them on. I'm not gonna read all the bad ones. I'm not gonna give a damn, because I'm speaking from a place where I'm never gonna be black enough for black people. I'm never ever gonna truly ever be white. And I'm probably never gonna be Native American enough for Native Americans. Okay? Like I said, my ethnic background consists of Cherokee, black, and white. And I prefer it in that order, because most of the time you don't really hear too much about Native Americans like doing stupid shit and going fucking ballistic. But yet, black people and white people, we do crazy shit, and we don't really think twice before we do the shit. We don't think, we don't give a damn. We just go right at it. Like, alright, fuck it. We're going to do this, and that's the way it is. Now, again, I applaud the young lady for female empowerment. But, girlfriend, you done started some shit now. You done literally started some shit that is a ball of wax that really didn't need to be opened up. You know, and the thing about opening up things that we can't close, this is not how you get things started. If you want to do something positive, you do it positively, but when it has something to do with race and history, there really is no real positive outcome on that. It's going to be a problem for somebody, somewhere, at some time, and we're going to have to deal with that. All of us. Y'all have to come up with some kind of possibility of a compromise. And I'm not trying to be a dick about the shit. But the truth of the matter is, we need to find a compromise. Because really, it's a statue. You know, it's a statue. In the long run, tomorrow it's still going to be a statue. 3 days from now, it's still going to be a statue. And yes, in case you're wondering, it's not Words with Friends, but it is something just as good. And anytime you're watching hot chicks on a phone or TV or whatever, it's very distracting. But I'm all about making love, not war. And this thing is gone on for like 17 minutes and some change. So I'm going to make a second video. And either you guys are going to like it or you're not. And to be honest with you, I really don't give a flying fuck. Because in the end, those statues are built to last when we're all dead and ashes and kicking up daisies and somebody's pissing on our grave or whatever. The statues will still be here. So logically, just leave the motherfuckers alone. I'll make a second part to this because this is getting good. Thank you, by the way.